Before I start with the content of this show, I like to wait for less than 1 minute just because some people are driving, cooking, doing other things, and they need a little bit of time before they can tune in. Some other shows, they wait 5, 10, 15 minutes. Some webinars, they wait half an hour, 45 minutes. But in this case, because these episodes are between 5 and 10 minutes, I think less than 1 minute should be enough. And if it's not enough, just listen to the audio. Watch this episode later. Remember, safety first. And I'm going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What is going on? My name is Ben and welcome to another episode of my daily vlog where I strive to inspire you to achieve your goals and therefore your dreams. How are you? Happy Monday. Raining here in London, New Hampshire, melting all the snow, and every time I do the count down before I switch to this screen so you can see my face. Oftentimes I'm thinking, am I saying the seconds too quickly, too slowly? Today I was in this episode, I was like, oh, maybe between 5 and 4, it wasn't actually a second. Anyway, it's one of those stupid little things I think about when I'm doing this show. And now I'm going to read you another segment from chapter 2 of Masterplan, Your Success. This is the book that I wrote for my daughters, my family, my wife, my friends, and of course for you. And this segment, it's called, I'm going to split this into 2 parts because it's a little long, and then I can explain it to you a little better, what I meant when I wrote this. The title is Rejection. So much has been written about rejection that I feel a bit embarrassed to talk about the topic. However, I cannot overlook the topic given that this book's audience is my own daughter and the rest of the world, I hope. They say it takes about 30 positive reviews to make up for 1 negative review. We can pretend we don't give a crap, and maybe we don't even read the negative feedback. But if we do, we more or less care about any form of rejection. So if and only if you give a crap about rejection and acceptance, or if you have to care for business purposes, for example, just remember this: rejection is a normal part of life. But as long as you get 51% of acceptance, you should not worry about it one bit. Okay, so rejection is going to happen, and it's about developing thick skin, as you probably already know, and it depends on what we're talking about. I think this doesn't really apply to absolutely everything. It's like applies to many things. Okay, so sometimes like on a business, you don't want to be rejected too much, because then business it's not good for your employer or for your own business if you are yourself, if you are your own boss, right? But for the most part, I think it's good to develop some sort of thick skin and try to not care much about rejection, because sometimes you don't really know the reasons why someone or something is rejecting you. Many times, sometimes we know, but I will say that most of the times, in most situations, we actually don't know why somebody's rejecting us. I remember one example that somebody, I'm an actor, so I was watching an interview with a famous actress. I think it was. I can't even remember who the actress was, but I always remember the story. So where she was saying that she went to this audition for this role, and she was on the waiting room with another 4 actresses, and she knew 3 of them, and they were all okay actresses. But then when it was her turn, she nailed the audition. She did a really fantastic job, and one of the other actresses told her how great she was. Everybody was in awe in the room. So then she went out, and she ended up finding out that she didn't get the role. So they gave the role to somebody else. And she couldn't understand why she was rejected. So until she was able to find out through a party or something like that, where one of those people in the waiting in the audition room were in that party, and they say, no, you know what, you did a fantastic job, everybody loved your audition, including the director who was making actually the choice. However, he said, oh man, she's the best of them all. However, she looks so much like my ex-wife, and that's why she didn't get the part. So the moral of the story is like, of most of the times you really don't know why you're being rejected, or sometimes somebody's rejecting you for being mean or leaving you negative feedback because they have a crappy life. So you never know. It's always I think it's wise to take rejection with a grain of salt. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say. I have another part for you. I will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, the second part of rejection. And now I'm going to read you a quote from the back of Masterplan Your Success, where I do have a collection of 236 personal quotes. And the one that I have for you now reads, write what you wish with your soul, and your heart will fill the page with your unique magic. Okay, so let me know what you think about that quote. If you agree, if you disagree, I'd love to know. And that's all that I got for you on this episode. And if you like this video, please give it a like. Your likes really do help my channel. They make me so happy because I make this show for you. Of course, I make it for me, but I do make it for you. So every time I get a like or a subscription, it really makes me happy. So thank you for those. And if you want to learn more about leading a successful life, filmmaking, acting, photography, and audio, subscribe to my channel. That's the kind of content that I create. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them as soon as possible, typically the very next day, unless I need to research my answer, in which case it will take me a little longer, but I promise you I will reply to you as soon as I can. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in about 5 to 10 minutes.